What would you do if the person you trusted most paused outside your front door, just long enough to practice lying to you? I was sitting on the couch that night, lights off, TV flickering silently across the walls of our living room in Chicago. It was 11:47 p.m. I hadn't planned to spy. I hadn't planned anything. But when I heard her heels stop outside the door, and then her voice, low, rehearsed, whispering excuses like lines from a script, something inside me cracked. I was with Melissa. We stayed late, my phone died. She said it twice. Same tone, same pacing. Then the lock clicked. And in that moment, before she even stepped inside, I knew my marriage was already over. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel, tell us where you're from, and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. She walked in like nothing was wrong. Hey, babe, she smiled, kicking off her heels near the door, her perfume trailing behind her like a lie I could smell. I stared at her. Long night? I asked. She didn't hesitate. Not even a second. Yeah, Melissa needed help with some stuff. You know how she is. Perfect delivery. Too perfect. That was the moment humiliation settled into my bones. Not loud, not explosive. Quiet. Suffocating. Because she didn't know I heard her. And I didn't tell her. Not that night. At first, I told myself I was overthinking. That people rehearse conversations all the time. But then the little things started stacking up. The late nights became routine. Her phone was suddenly glued to her hand. She'd angle the screen away from me like I was a stranger. We used to eat dinner together at the table. Now she ate in the bedroom, scrolling, smiling at something I never got to see. One night, I walked past and heard her laugh. A soft, breathy laugh I hadn't heard in years. Not for me. Who are you texting? I asked casually. She locked her phone instantly. Work. Always work. The distance between us grew like a wall I couldn't climb. She stopped touching me. Stopped asking about my day. Stopped looking at me like I mattered. But she never stopped lying. The first real crack came from something stupid. A receipt. I found it in her purse while looking for gum. A hotel receipt from a place downtown. The Palmer House Hilton on South Wabash Avenue. 2 guests. 1 king bed. Dated 3 nights ago. She told me she was with Melissa that night. I remember sitting in my car afterward, gripping the steering wheel so hard my hands went numb. I didn't cry. Not yet. I called Melissa. Hey, I said, trying to sound normal. Quick question. You and my wife hang out Wednesday night? There was a pause. No. I was out of town. That was it. That was the moment everything collapsed inside me. The next few days were hell. She acted like nothing had changed. Kissed me on the cheek. Asked me to pick up groceries. Laughed at dumb TV shows. Meanwhile, I was drowning. But something else was growing too. Something colder. I started watching her. Not confronting, watching. Learning her patterns. Her lies got easier to spot once I knew what I was looking for. I installed a tracker on her car. Checked phone records. She wasn't even careful. Same number, over and over. Late night calls. Long texts. I hired a private investigator. Best money I ever spent. 2 weeks later, I had everything. Photos of them outside a hotel. Him holding her waist. Her laughing like she used to with me. His name was Daniel. A real estate agent. Smug smile. Married too. Of course he was. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Because I didn't want to fight. I wanted destruction. I met with a lawyer quietly. Filed for divorce. Started separating finances. Moved money into accounts she couldn't touch. Then I waited. I gathered more. Audio recordings. Messages. Hotel bookings. I learned something important about betrayal. It makes people careless. They think they're untouchable. She started getting bolder. Staying out overnight. Barely pretending anymore. One night, she came home and didn't even look at me. I'm tired, she said. I just nodded. Because I already knew where she'd been. The trap was ready. I invited her family over for dinner. Her parents. Her sister. Even Melissa. She didn't suspect a thing. Wow, she smiled, setting the table. What's the occasion? Just felt like it, I said. Daniel was there too. Not as a guest, but as a surprise. I had called his wife earlier that day. Told her everything. Sent proof. She showed up unannounced. Right in the middle of dinner. The room went silent when she walked in, eyes locked on him. You, she said, voice shaking. My wife froze. Who is that? Her mother asked. I stood up slowly. This, I said, placing a folder on the table, is the truth. I opened it. Photos spilled out across the table. Hotel receipts. Text messages. Proof. Undeniable. My wife's face drained of color. Wait, I can explain. No, I said calmly. You already rehearsed that part. Daniel tried to leave. His wife blocked him, slapped him. Hard. Chaos erupted. Her parents stared at her like they didn't recognize their own daughter. Melissa looked sick. And me? I just stood there. Empty. Cold. Done. The divorce was brutal, for her. Adultery clauses. Financial penalties. Everything we built? Gone. She lost the house. Lost the money. Lost her family's trust. Daniel lost his marriage too. His career took a hit once word spread. They didn't even stay together. Of course they didn't. People like that never do. The last time I saw her was in a courtroom in downtown Chicago. She looked smaller, weaker, like the arrogance had been stripped away piece by piece. She tried to meet my eyes. I didn't let her, because she was already nothing to me. Now, the house is quiet. No lies. No rehearsed excuses outside the door. Just silence. And sometimes, late at night, I think about that moment. The whisper I wasn't supposed to hear. That was the real ending. Not the divorce. Not the exposure. That moment outside the door, when she chose to lie before she even walked in. Because that's when she lost me forever. The end.